काले कंठे भुजंगा चलत्कुण्डलभ्रू सुनेत्रं विशालम् प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालम् मृगाधीश चर्माम्बरं कुण्डमालम् प्रियं शङ्करं सर्वनाथ भजामि प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं प्रदेशम् अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशम् त्रयशूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणे भजेऽहं भवानीपतिं भावगम्यम् कलातीत कल्याण कल्पान्तकारी सदा सज्जनानन्ददाता पुरारी चिदानन्द सन्दोह मोहापहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी न यावत् उमानाथ पादारविन्दम् भजन्ति लोके परे वा नराणाम् न तावत् सुखं शान्ति सन्तापनाशु प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूताधिवासम् न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजा न तोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यम् जराजन्म दुःखौ गतातप्यमानम् प्रभो पाहि आपन्नमामीश शम्भो
What you just heard is more than 400 years old. It is the opening of the Rudrashtaka, which is written by the poet Tulsidas inside the Ramcharitramanas, and its first words are the ones you may have felt even if you did not understand them. Namami Shamishan. I bow to Lord Shiva, whose very form is liberation. The verse goes on to bow to what cannot be pointed at. The one who is everywhere and belongs nowhere. Beyond the qualities, beyond division, beyond wanting. Chiddakasha, the sky of the consciousness itself, at home in the open sky, And I choose to open it tonight for one reason. This hymn bows to the same Shiva who once drank an ocean's poison and held it in his throat so the world could live. We will return to that, but understand why we began here. Over the last few days, a suffocating heaviness, right? And an inexplainable grief has been sitting heavy in the collective. Before we even had the devastating floods in Nepal, and when those floods happened, what we are witnessing is something so much more deeper than the weather. Mother Earth and us, the living entity with a chitta, a vast ocean of subconsciousness. And for centuries, every swallowed scream and unmourned trauma sank into her soul, burning deep scars, ancient samskaras into the subtle fabric of this world. Right now, under the powerful shadow of the lunar eclipse in Shatabhisha, the earth can no longer carry this weight, my friends. She's breaking open, and the waters are rising because she is finally purging this heavy, undigested pain. And what you feel in your own nervous system is the raw reverberation of Mother Earth crying. But this cosmic churning is happening in Shatabhisha, the sacred nakshatras of the 100 healers. For lifetimes, humanity, my friends, has waited for some savior to come from the sky and wash away our suffering. But the 100 healers are not outside of you. They are living forces of pure, unconditioned consciousness lying dormant within each of your spiritual beings. You did not incarnate into this life just by accident, did you? You were born with the exact spiritual capacity required to hold this fire while the world purges its darkness. All of us here in this space right now, we are the medicine she's crying out for. As we do that, we not only heal her, but ourselves. So how do we heal a fractured you and me and everyone and a fractured planet? We are not able to do that by positive thinking, superficial positive thinking. And we do not do it through religious dogma either. We do it through the raw act of pure awareness. When the panic of the world, like yesterday, hit your throat, the ego wants to react. It wants to collapse into numbness or project righteous rage and blame. But the moment you numb the pain or project it outward as hatred, you make the rising venom. You take that venom and you shove it straight back into the earth's chitta, carving the ancient wound even deeper. Now, to awaken the healer within you, within each one of you, you must enter Sakshi Bhava, the absolute, unwavering state of the pure witness. This is the sacred fire of the tapas. You sit in the scorching center of the storm. Not literally, my friends, not literally. You allow the raw fire of Mother Earth's pain to burn in the field of your awareness. You withdraw your vital force from fear. You hold your grief in the spaciousness of your awakened heart, and you neutralize it. So when an ancient, toxic, collective wound meets a human consciousness that refuses to flee, it is entirely starved of fuel. It burns down to neutral ash. In that moment of profound, unmoving presence, you literally become a human incinerator for the unresolved debts of Mother Earth. And this is where the true miracle of Shatabhisha unfolds, because this healing does not stop at the boundary of your own skin. In the Vedic, consciousness is one unbroken, non-local field of living energy. Tonight, when you sit in the furnace of this eclipse, when you refuse to abandon Mother Earth, and you activate the 100 healers within the quiet chambers of your own heart, your awakened presence shatters the trance of collective speech. Your sovereign stillness acts as a radiant light dropped into the heavy atmosphere of humanity. And when you awaken the 100 healers within yourself, your light naturally and magnetically extends to awaken 100 more. It reaches the dormant healers in the nervous systems of the people standing right next to you. It reaches the dormant healers in the nervous systems of the people standing right next to you, the people in your home, at work, and also the strangers that you will never ever meet. And those 100 souls finding their footing in the fire of your presence awaken another 100. 100 becomes 200, 200 becomes 400, and the healing cascade exponentially into thousands and millions of conscious anchors across the living web of humanity. And this is how a ripple of pure awareness steps in to hold and dissolve not only the heavy karma of Mother Earth, but each of our heavy karmas. Every single time you do choose not to react with fear. Every time you choose to hold your center instead of collapsing into despair, you are anchoring this ripple. The 100 healers are not an abstract concept. They are the living, breathing network of sovereign souls holding the line while the earth sheds her ancient burdens. When 100 of us stand firm in this fire, we create a sanctuary of stillness that allows another 100 to find the courage. We don't need to stand physically in those flood waters of Nepal to pull our brothers and sisters to higher ground. By holding your center today, right now, you step directly into the raging waters of the collective karma. You look at the devastation, you feel the tears of Mother Earth, and you declare with your entire being that this unconsciousness stops now, stops right now. I will hold it, I will witness it, and I will dissolve what this earth can no longer carry alone. The healing you anchor today and every day from right now will ripple backwards into the past to liberate the ancestors who swallowed their pain. And it ripples forward into the future to ensure that each of our children and the generations to come will never have to inherit this heavy burden. This is the sacred assignment of Shatabhisha. This is the medicine of the 100 healers becoming thousands, becoming millions, millions. The entire world needs this. I have two friends somewhere in Nepal. Become the healer, not 100. I can try and take some questions. Anybody has any questions? People feel the 100 healers waking up in your blood, in your bones, in your breath. Trust this purification. Trust the medicine you carry. Om Shanti. We can play the music.
गुणं ते विकल्पं निरीहम् चिदाकाशमाकाशवासं भजेम निराकारमोकारमूलं तुरीयम्
Let your tears fall. Let it fall.
करालं महाकाल कालं कृपालं गुणागार संसार पालं नतो शारात्रि संकाश गौरव गभीरम् मनोभूत कोटि प्रभाश्री शरीरम् ग्रन्थोलिकल्लोलिचारुगङ्गा लसद्भाग्यबालेन्दुकण्ठे भुजङ्गा चलत्कुण्डलं भ्रूसुनेत्रं विशालम् प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालम् मृगाधीश चर्माम्बरं वृत्तमालम् प्रियं शङ्करं सर्वनाथ भजामि प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं परेशम् अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशम् त्रयशूलनिर्मूलनक्षूलपाणि भजेऽहं भवानीपतिं भावगम् कल्याणकल्पान्तकारी सदा सज्जनानां ददाता पुरारी चिदानन्दसन्दोहमोहापहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी
Okay, let's take some questions.
नयावत्पुमानाथपादारविन्दम्
Hi, Preeti. Sophia here.
भजन्ति
Hi, Sophia.
Thank you for this teaching. I wanted to ask you, I have been a Reiki healer and other modalities for a very long time now. One of the things that I always kind of struggle with the boundary is like personal karma versus collective karma versus discernment. Because in my experience, I've had to first, obviously, I did my Reiki practices, and then through that, in the last few years, I've gotten into ancestral healing karma, which kind of opened up channels from my lineage in a way.
Yeah.
And during the Reiki experiences, yes, there was collective healing. So I relate with the 100 healers, the witness, and, sending for the collective grief. But the moment I started learning a little more karma healing, it started moving into you need to know where to intervene and where not to intervene. So I would love to hear, how do you determine or discern like today I'm in contact with you, the grief you're experiencing, I went through 2 hours ago, like uncontrollable crying, no idea.
Yep.
I tried to connect the dots with my personal story, but this is giving me insight that, oh, it is beyond my personal story
Correct.
through what I got gravitated to in my day. But I would love to know, how do you discern between not absorbing or interfering in someone else's evolution through their
Yeah.
karmic experiences versus your role as the healer, and how do you draw that container to practice it with the ethics that it needs? Thank you.
Yes. You know, there are certain dates and times in the collective, right? Like the lunar eclipses. You know, the Nepal floods, I think, opened the floodgates for a lot of people, right? Now, for those who know me, I actually am very, very stable.
You are, and that's why this was like, I relate with that. I have never seen a video that was like ungrounded, but this obviously has a personal but a collective element in your experience
Yes.
too.
And the reason is the Shatabhisha, the Rahu, the lunar eclipse happening collectively for the collective. And if we keep waiting for somebody else, right, like I said, to come and heal us, it doesn't. The point is that while Mother Earth, you see, you have to understand that Mother Earth is not separate from us. If we don't heal ourselves, she will not heal. If she doesn't heal, we will not heal.
True.
And that is where I want to make the connection with everybody. If you are feeling the pain of your own personal karmic debt from your ancestors, understand that's not separate from Mother Earth. She has been taking it. And when we realize, without any woo-woo situations, right, that this is a soul level awakening that is happening. And why now? You ask me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why now? Yes, everybody has triggers, right? Everybody has triggers.
True.
I have two friends who are in Nepal. We've had no contact. They have two beautiful young daughters, my daughter's age. Yes. As I pray for everybody else, as I hope and pray everybody else, but I also hope that my friends come back.
They will. They will. I'll pray.
And yes, the lunar eclipse, as all of you know, does bring out stuff. And usually, and I will tell you, for those who know me, the lunar eclipse does not break me. My moon is very, very strong. In Taurus, for those of you who understand astrology. So this, for me, is my own awakening as well. That maybe I am supposed to take this to protect my earth. I love earth. I love gardening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the rest, but I love gardening.
I have a
And if
Taurus
my
rising.
gardening, right?
Yeah.
So that is earth, right? If it's going to get compromised, I'm not going to wait for some politician to say, we have to do this. We together, 100 healers, me, you heal 100 more. Let them heal. That's how, look how our collective has become today. Shani is closing cycles. This is the time of karmic churning. Whatever it is, feel it, let it go. But we cannot let it go. What is Shatabhisha? Shatabhisha is the healer, yes. But the antidote, my friends, is in the poison. It is in the poison. Look where all the poison is right now. And then don't separate the collective karma from your karma. If you all saw my reel yesterday about that man who hung on to a mango tree. Divine, isn't it? Isn't that divine? So, right now, to answer, there will be times when you will be vulnerable, and I have not been this vulnerable in a very long time, my friends. But the Nepal acted as the trigger, right? My friends being there. Mm-hmm. Those two girls. So as we pray for each one to be safe in Nepal, we also need to pray for our daughters and our friends and our sons and us so that we always have a mango tree to hold on to. And that,
thank you.
Their names are Madhu and Deepak. Please pray for them. By some miracle, they come back.
They will come back. They'll come back. I'm glad you organized this because I do understand the collective healing power and collective intention power over bringing upon that miracle. So thank you for that.
Thank you. All right, next. Who's next? Who's
Hello.
next, Stacey?
Hello, this is Areli. I'm in San Diego, California.
Oh.
And I wanted to also thank you for organizing and leading us through this deep introspection and conversation. I guess my question is related to the awareness that you spoke of. And sometimes I get caught up in the I have the awareness, now what do I do with it? And how do I turn that awareness into action that is both nourishing and not depleting? Because I have spent most of my adult life in service and I don't regret any moment of it. But I also realize sometimes the action has been very depleting. So how do we find that sweet spot between being of service and taking care of ourselves during these times?
Absolutely. So understand. And how many of you all have had readings with me? And the one thing that I tell everyone, that just because we have been brought up to believe that being service to others is the only way to karmic liberation, no. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. You can only be of service to anyone else if you are not depleted inside. If you go in from a point of depletion, you will ruin yourself and generations because that cycle will continue. So your first job, my dear, is you. Every one of you. Each one of you. It's only you. It's only you. When you get to a point that your hand is steady, 99.9%, right? 0.1%, I'm allowed to cry, right? Then you step out, not a minute early, not a second earlier than that. When you do that, when you try to be of service and you try to heal from a place of depletion. Yes, I remember. Jenny, do you remember we spoke yesterday of this? Right? So many of you. This. Get there. Then you step out, however long it takes for you to come here. Sthirta. That's your hand. So don't rush into service to anyone till you find the joy in yourself. And I don't want anyone to think that life is only intense and putting out fires. Who was I with today? 3 people today only working on putting out fires in their life. Where is joy? No idea. As we heal, as we become those 100 healers, my friend, do it from a place of joy, not from depletion. Do it from a place, pure joy, however long it takes. Does that answer, Areli? Yes? All right, who's next?
I just wanted to say that being a Taurus moon also, not crying in spaces like professional settings. I cried 2 or 3 times at work, which is very unusual for me. So I'm just acknowledging, holding space for all of us to make it okay at this time of emotional vulnerability, and it's
Yes.
very much collective.
It is a collective.
Yeah.
It is a collective. It is, you remember where the solar eclipse was on August 12th? Ashlesha, right? Remember the snake, the serpent? 2 eclipses, 1 month. Ashlesha, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, Shatabhisha, 100 healers. What was happening within that period? Correct? So, to become a, and I really want everyone to change the concept of a healer, to become, as you become one of the 100 healers and you try to heal another person, whether it is your family or work or the neighbor, your energy is going to flow out. Make sure that you understand that being a healer does not mean that you have to suffer. That is not true, right, Christina? Right? Everyone, there's no suffering. There's nowhere written in the Vedas that you got to suffer to be on this path. As we close 30 years of Shani, you've heard me talk about that. Put the suffering in the back. Why is the earth shaking so much? How much suffering is happening? How much of each of your suffering is going into Mother Earth? And then it is suffering, and then it's coming to us, then it's going back. Where do we break it? We break it by becoming the joyful healers, stopping the consciousness at the point where the pain stops here and we don't let it go into the samsaras, those grooves of our souls and our Mother Earth. The more those grooves get with the pain and the suffering that is on a loop, tell me, yes, on a loop. How is, and you see the Mother Earth and you, it's the same. It's figure of speech. What's running through Mother Earth is running through us. How do we stop the suffering of Mother Earth? When we stop our suffering and we stop our suffering. You see what I'm saying? All right. Yes, Christina.
Preeti, I just want to say thank you, and I will say blessings and prayers for your friends. May they return safely. I honor you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with the world. I have a Shatabhisha moon, and it's in my fourth house. So
In your
this is
12th house.
fourth. It's my fourth.
Okay, fourth house. Okay.
So
and where does your moon sit?
in my fourth house.
No,
In
but in
Shatabhisha.
which? In
My
Shatabhisha.
moon.
Yeah.
My moon is in Shatabhisha, yeah. And I've been made a de facto healer in all of my relationships my whole life, including my family. And unfortunately, I had to separate myself from them for my own safety. And
Yeah.
one of my biggest challenges in life is dealing with the guilt and the shame, knowing that I have hurt somebody by denying them access to me.
Nope. Nope. So, Christina, thank you for what you do. Now, as we move towards 3rd June 2027, when karmic cycles come to an end, right? The last 30 years of that karmic lessons are coming to an end.
Yeah.
Since May of this year, and many of you have heard me speak about it. Since May of this year, Shani, Saturn, for those who don't know, has moved into Revati Nakshatra. Since March 2025, he moved into Pisces. Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, the watery sign. As he closes the whole cycle, starting from 1998 in Aries, finishing in Pisces. Now, last year, he created a lot of storms in many people's lives. In May, he moved into Revati Nakshatra, the deity of which is Pushan. Pushan, Christina, is the shepherd. The shepherd only comes once every 30 years. When Saturn is in Pisces. What is Pisces? A water sign. Now, Pushan says, I want you. He's walking on water. Why is he walking on water? Because if you walk on Mother Earth, you're going to look back at the footprints, then you're going to go back, you're going to analyze, and then you're going to go back again. Then there's going to be guilt and everything. When Shani moves into Revati Nakshatra with Pushan, the shepherd leading you, he is meant to walk on water. And he asks you, come with me on water. When you take a step, your last step disappears. So only two things you can take into the new cycle, which begins in June of 2027. And that one is grief. I'm not saying pain. I'm not saying sorrow. I'm not saying suffering. I am saying grief. Grief is powerful because that is the only way you will know joy. Take the grief. The second thing you take is gratitude. Gratitude for what, you ask me? Gratitude you take for whatever happened in the last 30 years. I know many of you have questions. Why me? Why this? Why did they do this? Why, right? And then there is anger, and then there's resentment, and there is frustration, and then there is guilt, and there is on loop. Now, understand that Kal, is time. Time is kal. Time is always moving. The wheel of time, right? Never stops.
Yeah.
Neither for you, neither for me.
Mm.
What is Mahakal? Mahakal is Saturn, Shani. Shani is Mahakal. He is the one where he has Revati right now leading all of us. And what if you start to question with guilt, anger, resentment, sadness, frustration, why this happened? You are questioning Kal.
Yes.
You are questioning Mahakal, Shani, Saturn. How can you question that? That arrow was already from somewhere, yeah, your karmas land. And you couldn't have stopped it. Nothing, not a second earlier, second later, anything could have changed in your life. Now, if you could not have changed anything in your life, I am not saying you just bow down and accept it and move on. No. But I'm saying don't have the guilt, anger, frustration, because then you're questioning Shani and saying, Shani, why did you do this to me? Why did you allow them? Why did you allow me not to heal them? But it was never meant to be. So where's the guilt? So
Right.
the only thing you can take, grief and gratitude for everything that happened. Last 30 years was always meant to happen. You couldn't have done anything. Let it be. Now you build your karma now for the future. You step with Pushant, the shepherd, Revati, right? But you have to step on water. And as from this moment on, as you step on the water, everything from the past is gone. Let it go. Let it fall away. Because it was never meant when you step on water with Pushan every 30 years. It doesn't come every 10 years, only comes now. And we are in the final sprint towards June 2027. So this is exactly why it's meant to be. And my beautiful friends, my Lagna, my ascendant, is Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. My nakshatra is Revati at 28 degrees. I am also part of the shepherd, taking you across the waters safely.
Thank you, Preeti.
Thank you, everyone, for your beautiful generations. Every little helps. You know, let's, this should be an eye opener for us. These are unprecedented times. Let's not do anything. If you need to go, oh, there's still 2 more questions. I'm ready for your questions. All right. Who's there?
Namaste, this is Sejal from
Namaste.
Bangalore, and thank you for bringing this to us. I actually just got in touch with you just yesterday. I saw your reel for the first time, and I'm here today. Something pulled me. Thank you so much. I want to ask you, is this personal because 77 of my brothers and sisters from Isha. We have no news from them. I'm associated with Isha. Is it personal, or I do feel something in my nervous system? Is it the churning because of the pain of Mother Earth? Because these calamities have occurred before as well, right? The most recent one was in Assam.
Mhm.
I did feel, but not so pain. So what is it? Is it because of just because I belong, they are my brothers and sisters, my annas and akkas, or is it because something else deeper than that? Could you please shed some light on this?
It's such a coincidence you say Isha, because my two friends were part of the Isha as well.
Mm,
Maybe that's the connection, right? That brought us all here. Out of all this world, people in the world, there are 77 people from Isha missing.
yeah,
And some of them are yours, that you know, some of them are mine. Is it personal? And you're right. Yes, there have been floods elsewhere, there have been earthquakes. Why is this one churning so much in people? Right? Why is it different for this time? It's the Shatabhisha. The antidote is in the venom. How many times will Mother Earth try to tell you she's suffering? How many times will you tell yourself you are suffering, that you have unhealed karmic debt? How many times will you try to look the other side and not speak the truth because that was what was handed down to you? How many times will you ignore the truth? There has to come a time, right? And who does it better than Rahu? You all know Rahu, everybody's best friend and the best is the worst enemy, right? Rahu, my friends, his only job, only work is to churn the pot so hard that the karmic residue has no other way but to come up. Now he rules Shatabhisha, the 100 healers. How do the 100 healers get born? It's because of Rahu, because he says, I am tired of seeing that you all are just sitting and sitting and sitting and not doing anything. Why was this flood literally a floodgate for so many of us? Why? Because there has to come a time. And remember, we are in the final sprint towards closing eras. So if not now, then when? 5 years ago, Rahu was not bothered about it. It's like they'll learn their lessons, they will fall, they will trip, they will burn their fingers. I'm not going to do anything. But now we are on the final stretch. If we enter the new era, my friends, with healed souls instead of unhealed souls, each one of you has the responsibility, a very sacred responsibility. Really, you do it at your level, 100 more will be born. Those 100 souls will do it at their level. That's the way we protect our next 30 years for our children, for us, for our next generation. Do you know what we have handed our children? Each one of us has that responsibility because our parents handed us something they had never healed from, right? We carried that venom all the way down. Here we are. Small, big, whatever. It's there. When we do this, let's make it a garden. My garden, flowers. Let's take care of it. Come on. The reason we are feeling it now is because we don't have time. It's you and me who are going to go and build that garden the next 30 years. And yes, some people are collateral damage. But we can't just sit in sorrow. And unfortunately, the people who make the mess the most, they pass it to the people who deserve it the least. Unfortunately, that is the way. Life is. But everything we do today may not come back to us, never come back to us. But it can help somebody else down that stream in Nepal. Right? Please. Next question, Pavan. Pavan, yes. Pooja, Pavan, who's it? Pavan, I can't hear you. I think you're on mute. You can. Pavan, I think you're on mute. You will have to unmute yourself. Okay, I can't understand. Stacy, can you? Yes. All right,
Yes.
let's do puja.
Namaste, everybody. And it's beautiful that we pray for the ones who need it. And we hope to be a part of journey of people we know and don't know. I think that's the most important thing at this moment. And thank you for that, Preeti. I have a little question. I have been, or maybe myself, chosen as a healer between my friends and family since I'm a child, and whoever's in need, and always happy to do so and volunteer. Something happened 4 months ago, I think, as a part of me healing a very dear friend. And I actually collapsed where um, it's been 4 months. I'm still struggling to heal myself to walk, though I'm better. And I'm the most calmest person in the world. And I started getting panic attacks and anxiety, which is better, but it's still there, and I don't understand myself. And I can't stop healing and feeling for other people at the same time.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. I know we did your charts, but I think we need to talk because I want to look deeper into your. Because
Okay.
maybe you're going the other way. You're going the
Okay.
wrong way, my dear. You're going the wrong way, right, Melinda?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's not always that. Most of the time, it's not that. That's why.
Okay.
Yep. Because, yep. So let's do because I
Yes,
want to
I'll
see
mail.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pooja. All right. Stacy, do we have anybody else or? All right, everybody. I wish you a lot of joy and peace. Namaste.